It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by Adventure Cave Tours. Live a day in the life of a real adventurer with Adventure Cave Tours. Springfield Greene County Park Board, reminding you to go play. Blue Current, moving you forward since 1929. Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service. Call Southwest Missouri's best plumber today for a free estimate. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, here we are on Tuesday. Hope you had a great Monday. If not, just, reset and start your week over on Tuesday.
Turn the page. Turn the page.
We're going to start with some news.
A new development in the search for Riley Strain, who's been missing since March 8th. A Nashville police officer saw him the night he disappeared. Body cam picked up an exchange as Riley was walking by himself. It was a simple exchange. The officer says, "How are you doing, sir?" And Riley replies, "I'm good. How are you?" The officer says, "Good," and moves on. That's it. Riley had been drinking with friends at a bar when he was told by management to leave that night, and he did. He left alone. His phone stopped pinging cell phone towers that night, and they have not been pinged since. Police have been searching the river near there. They did find his debit card on the bank on Sunday. Well, beware of burning anything outside right now. The wind is basically fuel for the fire. It is very windy. The National Weather Service says that can get out of control quickly. So be careful with the burn. Plus, not only windy, but we are dry. Just yesterday, a trailer caught fire on James River on I-44 as it was driving, and then it spread to the grass along the highway.
Yeah, it has been a dry spring for sure. Fair Plays City Hall was vandalized, and police are still looking for the people who did it. Happened about a month ago, and now authorities are upping the reward for their capture. It appears 3 people threw rocks at City Hall. They also threw a stop sign through the doors of City Hall. So if you know anything about that, if anybody's talking about it, you're asked to contact police in Fair Play. And then there's this, a 30-year-old man from Greene County is in trouble with the law. The state attorney general charged software developer Mason Roller for felony-level fraud of a customer in connection with this company, Bearded DevOps, LLC. Investigators say Roller and Bearded DevOps failed to conduct work, to complete work as promised on an app for a mechanic business, and then refused to refund the $25,000 that the mechanic company paid for it.
Governor Mike Parson has filled 2 open local judge positions. An open seat on the Missouri Court of Appeals Southern District has been filled by Matthew Hamner from Osage Beach. He replaces Ginger Gooch, who moved to the state Supreme Court, you might remember. And Philip Furman from Springfield has been appointed as an associate circuit judge for Greene County's Circuit Court. He replaces Nathan Taylor, who became a circuit judge. So congratulations to all of those involved. New estimates for the Chadwick Flyer Greenways Trail in Ozark and Springfield are up $10 million from what they were. No.
Yeah.
Say it ain't so. The cost is now more than $30 million for the trail that will cover 12 miles where the old Chadwick Flyer Railroad used to go. A little more than 25% of the trail has been completed, and costs have climbed substantially since the original estimates. My hope is that Johnny Morris is watching this. And let me give you my sales pitch, Johnny. I was on the Chadwick Flyer Trail yesterday, and it was really cold, but I was bundled up on my bicycle. I think I was the only biker on the trail, but there were probably, 40 walkers, I bet, with their dogs and their strollers, and they were having a great time. And there's water, a tiny bit. Maybe it was only because I don't think it's like a river, actually. There's some river on a person's property, but I think that's private land. Anyway, it's beautiful. There's foot traffic, and it just smells like conservation. That's it. That's all I got.
He enjoys that scent.
I know it does.
It does really go to the mill too. It goes to the mill in Ozark.
Oh yeah, like he knows what it looks like in Ozark. I was on the newest part of the trail in Springfield that would connect right to his property. And here's the deal. Then I would come to all of the Ozark properties, and like drink coffee, eat ice cream, all the things. I wouldn't order the thing that I ordered at the mill the last time, though. That I will say that, Johnny.
Right. Well,
do you
I don't know
remember
how
what it
you could
was?
turn that down. That's quite a
I ended
sales
up
pitch.
eating all of Ethan's food. That's what happened.
That's quite a
And
sales
it was
pitch.
pretty delicious.
Sarah likes it, so therefore you should spend millions of dollars for it.
So does everybody else. So
A mansion.
So do the 40 other people who were on the trail with me.
Okay. All right, that's fantastic. A mansion overlooking Table Rock Lake is up for sale with a listing price of $14.5 million. Used to be the home of former Major League Baseball player, All-Star Cole Hamels, the pitcher. It's 36,000 square feet, 19 bedrooms, 24 baths, an 8-car garage, infinity pool, the works. If you're looking for it, this has it. The Hamels donated that property to Camp Barnabas, which then sold it to the current owner, who is worked on it a little bit and is now selling it.
Huh.
That'd be a nice
Cool.
property for sure. Nice Airbnb you could rent out for $100,000 a night. Starting today, no excuse absentee voting is open in Greene County. It is essentially in-person early voting. It's just called no excuse absentee. Registered voters can go to the Greene County Election Center on North Boonville from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, then from 9 to 1 on Saturdays and vote. It's called no excuse absentee voting because you don't have to give a valid reason to vote absentee like you do prior to today. The election coming up on April 2nd. Voters in Springfield will choose the school board as well as a couple of ballot measures as well.
All right. Springfield's first Crumble Cookies is about to open. The grand opening is set for Friday of next week. That's exciting. It's located on North Glenstone at Kearney in the same building that is home to AT&T and Echelon Coffee. So a lot of people have been waiting for that.
Our kids love Crumble Cookie. They have them in Kansas City. We've been there. And then we were just down near the Walmart. What road is that? Independence down there where the Walmart is in South Springfield off of Glenstone.
There is a Walmart on Independence, yes.
Yeah. Well, right on there, there's a strip mall coming out just outside the Walmart, and it said coming soon. Crumble Cookie down there as well. So
they did say they were putting one in South Springfield, but I didn't know where. So you found it.
Well, that's where
nice.
I saw it just
work.
Over the weekend. Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he's an undercover investigator, actually, detective.
Yeah,
he smells news
signage.
Stories. Yeah. All right. What a catch for a Kansas man. Good job. What a catch for a Kansas man on Lake of the Ozarks. He caught a world record paddlefish. A world record, not a Lake of the Ozarks record. This is a world record paddlefish. Yeah. It weighed 164 pounds and 13 ounces, which apparently is only 13 ounces than the last record holder. So
13 ounces
I
more,
say 164 pounds and 13 ounces, that's why the 13 ounces matters. It destroyed the previous record in Missouri by 24 pounds. But again, we're talking world records here. Here's what's crazy. He never even seen a paddlefish prior to this very memorable fishing trip.
So the guy who's caught a world record fish had never seen that particular type of fish before.
That
and
is
now
correct,
he owns
sir.
the world record.
That is correct.
That's fantastic.
That is correct.
That's great. Good for him. Hey, beginner's luck, right?
Yes.
Got to be good for something.
All right.
That's funny.
That's all we got for you. Don't forget about our contest at aroundtheozarks.com. Check it out. Click on contest. You can win a family 4-pack of Springfield Cardinals baseball tickets with fireworks to boot at the end of many of those games. So,
yep, it's a lot of fun. It's baseball season. Looking forward to it. Excited about it. And a great place to win tickets, aroundtheozarks.com. All right, we got a lot going on today. We're going to start our day. Thank you for starting your day with us.
See ya.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. You are listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. I'm meteorologist Abby Dyer. Welcome to your Tuesday. It is cold again to start across the Ozarks, and we have temperatures below the freezing point. It's cold out there. Grab the coat if you're heading out the door. Good news that I have for you in the forecast today is that we are going to turn things right around. I have temperatures back into the mid and upper 60s today. So we've got a long way to climb. We're starting in the 20s. We'll land somewhere in the upper 60s, and it's going to end up being a pretty nice day if you don't mind the wind. I do think the wind's going to be pretty gusty today out of the south, but it's that southerly wind that's going to help us out in terms of temperature. We also have some really dry air in place. So one thing about dry air is you can heat it up and cool it down really quickly. It's one of the reasons we've had some very cold temperatures the last couple of mornings, but it's also to thank for the warm up that's in the forecast this afternoon. Bundle up again, though. If you're heading out early today, I think you'll want the thick winter coat. It's one of those days where you need to dress in layers, though, because the winter coat definitely won't be necessary by this afternoon. Temperatures are generally in the upper 20s and low 30s this morning. We do have some warmer air out west, but temperatures out east, closer to the center of high pressure this morning, mid 20s reported along Highway 63, areas either side of that. So very chilly early on today. We are going to take these numbers and get them above the freezing point probably by the morning drive, with full sunshine in the forecast and high pressure still in control of our weather pattern. There's high pressure for much of the south too, and they are getting some freeze watches and warnings. Our friends to the south, growing season already begun down there. Not quite here in the Ozarks. It's typically late April for us when we see those last frost freeze criteria drop off and we can do all of our spring planting. However, because of the cold conditions, we might see some effects from this in places where the trees are already budding or you have fruit crop that's already going. That's a concern for farmers across the Ozarks early this morning. No more freezing temperatures, though, in the forecast beyond this morning. So this is the coldest of the next week. Will be warm and windy for the afternoon. And I really think temperatures look pretty mild as we head through the rest of the 7-day forecast, too. Once again, today, we are dealing with some elevated fire weather conditions. So just a reminder to you, it's a bad day to choose to burn anything. Hazards include fires that can spread very quickly in these types of conditions. We have everything in place, the very low relative humidity values, 20 to 30% over the next 12 hours or so. That combined with winds gusting over 20 miles an hour, not great for the fire weather. So that is going to be a headline in the forecast through the course of this afternoon. Tonight, spring officially begins. It's the spring equinox. Just after 10 o'clock tonight, spring arrives, not just for the Ozarks, but for all of North America. And we are going to officially be in the spring season. We've kind of been there, at least in the mindset, for the last month or so with all of these warm temperatures that we've had around, but it's officially arriving tonight, Wednesday, our first full day of spring, and these 60s are sure going to make it feel more like the springtime than the cold winter temperatures that we're waking up with this morning. Rain chances do return in this forecast this week, but not until late tomorrow night. The rain is not going to be this great chance of a soaking downpour, but the next best chance for rain, I'd say about a 30% chance for some light showers, arrives late Wednesday into Thursday night. Again, amounts will be light, but it is our next opportunity for some showers this work week, and then maybe some thunderstorms will arrive again for us by the weekend. When you break down the forecast over the next couple of days, I have upper 60s, about 68 for the high temp in Springfield today. It should end up being pretty nice. Northern Arkansas, you may make it into the low 70s. Really nice warm temperatures today. Tonight, we have a clear sky, not nearly as cold. I think lows will be either side of that 40-degree point. No threat for temperatures below the freezing point. So if you have any sensitive vegetation, you don't need to worry about it tonight. Tomorrow, what I'm expecting is nice warm temperatures and cloud cover that will increase. That's going to set the stage for the rain chances that I mentioned that arrive late in the day tomorrow. Making headlines across the country, there are periods of snow for the Great Lakes and Northeast, really through the middle of the week. I think on and off snowfall chances for those regions happen through tomorrow night. In the Pacific Northwest, what we're dealing with is record-breaking temperatures, warmth there for our friends to the Pacific Northwest and the Great Basin, also seeing those really warm, mild temperatures as they welcome the spring season. And then the Mid-South and the Southeast, I already mentioned this, but it's a cold blast coming for those folks. Freeze warnings in place, places where Crops have already been growing. They are taking precaution because of the freeze warnings that are in place through early Wednesday morning in those locations. So that's what's going on across the country. You might hear some of that in the national headlines. Now it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question for the day. This one has to do with an Easter favorite, Peeps. When Peeps were originally created in 1953, how long did it take to make a single marshmallow chick? The options that I gave you, all incredibly long, in my opinion. A, 12 hours. B, 18 hours. C, 27 hours. Or D, 32 hours. To make a single marshmallow chick in 1953, it took 27 hours. If you chose C, congratulations. That is such a long time. When Peeps were first introduced, each Peeps marshmallow chick took 27 hours to make by hand using a pastry tube. You know what I didn't look up, and I should have, is how much did they cost in 1953? Of course, now Peeps a staple in Easter baskets across the country. And even today, thanks to new technology, I still think this is a long time. It still takes about 6 minutes to produce one of those marshmallow chicks. So we've cut down on 27 hours, but 6 minutes, that still seems like a long time to me to make Peeps. And they make a lot of those guys. So I guess they get started like a year in advance to get everything done in time for Easter. But see the answer today. Congrats if that was your guess. Here's your next chance to win $20 to Scooter's Coffee. And it's a 50-50 shot. True or false? Has to do with the spring equinox. True or false? You can balance an egg in an upright position during the spring equinox. Do you think it is true? Do you think it is false? I'll be answering this question tomorrow. So if you're really invested, you could try this tonight. If it works for you, then you'll know what to guess on Around the Ozarks, wakeupweather.com. That's where you can go to enter for free for our Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question contest there. Thank you to our sponsors, Scooter's Coffee and Rescue Towing. And thanks for listening this morning. If you need weather information at any point during the day, make sure you check out the website. You can also find a full forecast there at aroundtheozarks.com. I appreciate you listening, and I hope everyone has a great day.